Hello and welcome to the Comicspiracy episode 580 for the week of Monday, March 13th, 2023. My name is Ryan Higgins. Who's here this week?
Barack Sager.
Kevin.
Toby.
Lane.
Whoa. Be still my beating heart.
Ryan, you better end the recording right now.
I know.
Well, we did miss the and lane, but you know.
Perfect intro. Toby's just not feeling feisty tonight. He's not fighting me.
That's because
Toby Lander here.
Your house, I'm about to kill you, but no.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We have a little bit of news, but first we are here because not this most recent weekend, but the previous weekend, Toby and Lane were up at Emerald City Comic Con, and I always like a good con report. I know we got some con stories, con news. You guys want to tell us about your wonderful adventures in Emerald City? You've been a couple times, right, Toby?
Yeah, I want to say this is my third.
Yeah, okay. Lane, you've been a bunch,
Charlie,
right?
Quite some years ago, and then a few years ago with Lane, I think.
Yeah.
I think this is my fourth.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd been more. Okay. Yeah, hit us up. What's going on with the old Emerald City Comic Con?
I'm pretty convinced that the sleeping pattern of myself and Lane doesn't work. So he wakes up and tells me that he hasn't slept at all, and I kept him up all night. Now, I look at the fucking clock at 4 a.m. going, I'm fucking not sleeping. So my theory is, I'm up until 4 a.m., and I think at that point I crash, and I sleep so loud that I wake Lane up, and then he's up for the rest of the morning. So I think it's a split. That's my new theory.
Toby, you and Lane are adults with jobs. You're not teenagers anymore. Get your own fucking rooms, please.
No, it's more fun this way.
Is it?
Yeah.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Plus, who's gonna hang out with?
It keeps the story going and it keeps the story alive, and they save
your
money
room like an adult.
Yeah, but then I might need to wake up. This way, at least I'll wake up.
I don't know. He didn't really bother me, really. It wasn't actually Toby that woke me up anyway.
Well, this is my new theory, that up until 4, I do not sleep, and then from 4 onwards, Lane doesn't sleep. This is my new theory on con scheduling or con sleep schedules, which everybody in the world wanted to know about, I'm sure. As it not.
I just don't know. I don't know how you do it. It's crazy.
Well, Ryan, you'll be excited because there's going to be a redux of this in another couple of weeks. So we can look forward to this same thing again.
So what did you do at the con? What were your highlights or lowlights?
It was a weird con, I'll be honest with you. It was the first time it's been at the new convention center, and the layout is a little funny. So it took some getting used to. They got these beautiful hangout stairs, though, made out of wooden things that were really cool to kick it at. But there's like this one major escalator that goes up between the floors. So each floor is divided. Like the show floor is at the bottom. The actual ground floor was nothing. You just kind of went in that way.
Security check-in.
Yeah, and then the second floor was Artist Alley. Third floor was panels. I want to say it was panels. A fourth floor was, all the other stuff like the gaming and the clubs and whatever. And then the fifth floor was kind of like the big panel and / the celebrity photo ops. So so basically, like at any given moment, you would have to go from from the bottom floor all the way to the fifth. There were stairs at on the backside, but generally almost everybody I think used those main stairs to go up. So it was actually an interesting layout. So yeah, I think it took some getting used to. And then at some point at the con there was this giant like bang sound, like just a giant noise, and literally the entire Artist Alley just stopped and like kind of looked at the ceiling, and then nobody could figure out what it was. And then we kind of continued on our way. And then it happened again. So I'm like, well, this is like only the second con or second event at this building. They haven't properly stress tested it yet. And of course, the booth right across from us was like, "Oh, like don't say that. She's gonna have panic attacks." So
I thought that the ceiling was going to collapse or something.
dude, it sounded like it. Something was snapping. Yeah, either that or or someone in a panel had the entire room jump up and down for once, and then did it again. But yeah,
That sounds terrifying.
yeah. See, you would have had a panic attack too. But no, it was an interesting con. I think the flow of attendees was a little slow on Thursday, maybe even Friday. I picked up on Saturday, Sunday. The panels were interesting. But yeah, no, it was a weird con. I'll be honest. So yeah.
Why don't you expand on this? In what ways was it a weird con? What'd you do?
Because it
What'd
was
you
in a
get?
new building, and the flow was weird. And then,
that's not weird.
no,
Just in a new
it
building.
definitely felt weird. Like the flow of traffic was weird. Like the attendance was weird. I
They
think
just
it was,
didn't get it figured out.
no, it's just like it was not the usual crowd. I want to say, or not the usual
Okay.
amount of people. I think there was a con like 2 weeks prior to that. But yeah,
Oh, that was in Oregon.
yeah. Well, it's close enough.
But well, it's also like weird because like the convention center is on a hill, so there's multiple entrances. But based on the entrance you're in, you're on different floors, so that's a little weird. And then like, yeah, there wasn't enough. Like there wasn't a program book. That was really confusing. Like,
Yeah, I was going to say that the signage was a little caca. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
there was
like
none.
Like I wish because they had everything going at those stairs. You just have like the entire schedule on this, like right as you get off. But they just have like what the floor is, and I'm like, well, it would have
just
been like
maps.
really nice and
That's it.
useful. Yeah,
Like, yeah, it doesn't tell you anything about what's going on. Like, you have to actually go each panel room to figure out what's going on in the room. There's no main area telling you what's going on anywhere on the floor. Just
yeah. I mean,
what's
the
located
rooms right outside the panel would label what it is. But it was super unorganized this time around. Like they hired a different crew to run the panels. And one of the artist friends of ours was supposed to be in a panel. He didn't know where to be, what time to be there at. So we figured it out and sent him upstairs. And the moderator just didn't bother showing up. So there was some definitely some weird stuff that was happening.
That's no good. What happened? They just people never showed up for the panel.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually kind of funny because I went and did some recon and stepped into the office and they really didn't want me to be there. I'm like, look, I'm legitimately asking for a buddy of mine to be in the specific panel that he got asked to be in. And their response was like, well, if he's been asked to be there, he should just show up. I'm like, all right, can you give me a little more information? They're like, no, just have him show up. I'm like, all right. So he did, and literally the moderator never showed up. So yeah, there's definitely some growing pains, I think. It's almost like a new con. Like even though it's a one that's been running for a while, being in a new convention center, hiring a new group to run the panels at least. I don't know if they're running like the old crew is just doing other things, or it was a little bit interesting.
Mm.
What did you end up going to?
What do you mean?
Like panel wise or?
I only did a couple, so I didn't do that many.
Or
anything. I didn't do that
interesting?
many. No, I didn't do that many. I mostly just hung out, to be honest with you.
That seems very un-Toby like for a convention.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Based on the guests, I probably should have just pulled out. But since I already committed, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go there and have a good old time. But it was like one of the least stressful cons I ever had because I had no agenda. I literally showed up and whatever. Like at some point, I even walked around Seattle. Like I went down to the little markets and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, this is not a normal con for me.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Things change.
Yeah, you spent Saturday morning actually working instead of going to the con, and you weren't stressing out.
Yeah. Well, because I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. I literally had no agenda. I didn't have I didn't have a hunting agenda. I didn't have a toy agenda. I didn't have a panel agenda, nothing. I was just like, I'm just gonna kick back and have a good old time. At some point, I even hung out at those awesome stairs and just worked there for a couple hours at those nice wooden stairs that everybody's hanging out. I really do like that. So the new convention center, like next to the stairs, has like these wooden blocks that you could kind of hang out at, and the side is all glass, so you get like a Seattle skyline, and just like going into the evening. It was a super cool place just to hang out and just kind of watch the sky to go dark. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that, actually. I know it's very bizarre. It's not a normal con. Like, I'm literally there chilling, like watching the skyline. So,
Grown up, Toby.
Never.
Put the Funko Pops down, and you're looking at the sky. You're looking at the future.
Well, that's the weird part. There was no Funko there.
And that's where they are.
Yeah, that's
right?
their headquarters, like 20 minutes away.
Bizarre.
So I think
they were too busy shipping all their pallets down to Arizona to get buried in a desert. So,
they're sending a ton of them to WonderCon. So it's a little weird, but
yeah,
and like we said, like the guests weren't like there's a crowd was actually pretty big. Like,
I mean, Emerald City's a big con, so this feels like a weird.
Yeah, and like this is a bigger convention center, and it was still like elbow to elbow room inside the hall, like on Saturday, Sunday. But it was just like moving traffic constantly. What didn't feel like people weren't like stopping to buy as much.
Yeah.
I don't know if people were just confused on where to find stuff, which is possible with that place.
Yeah, it's because it's all split up.
Yeah. And
did you hear from vendors? Did vendors seem like they were doing okay, or was it that they saying it was pretty quiet?
I think the first couple of days they're a little worried. I heard stuff like, I'm not sure we should come back to this one anymore, stuff like that. But I think by Saturday it kind of picked up again, which was a lot better. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. I don't know where to put the finger on. It was just like a really odd con. Like, I don't know if it's because it's in a new place. I don't know if it's because, it's just 2 weeks after this other con that was in Portland, Oregon, I think. And so on. I really don't know. I don't know if it's because it hasn't been a full year since the last Emerald City Comic Con, because it's been off cycle for a couple of years and now it's finally back in its original spot, I think. So, I don't know what to put the finger on. It was an odd one. I'll be honest with you, I kind of missed the old convention center. I kind of dug the you kind of go over this arch thing, like this little bridge thing, and I felt like the old convention center had like all these little nooks to explore. The things were kind of laid out in an interesting, kind of discoverable way. And this new one is just literally like I dare I say robotic, because like every floor is the thing. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be more efficient, but it didn't felt like it. So I don't know. Can't really put the finger on it, I'll be honest. So yeah.
Well, maybe they'll figure it out by next year.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Oh,
yeah.
Come on, Toby. What about your Chipotle adventures?
Ooh. All right. So,
adventures to the toilet, or just adventures at Chipotle?
I think more like adventures at Chipotle. Like, so the first night we go down there, I'm like, hey, Lane, do you want to eat? You haven't eaten. Let's go get food. And we're like, all right, let's walk down 3rd Street and have some Chipotle. And the minute I got off the train, which by the way, the light rail / train is awesome, because one of the big things I always hated about going to Emerald City Comic Con was, when you get there, you're in Tacoma and you have to either get into a cab or something. I didn't really figure out, another method. I'm sure there was another method to get up to Seattle, but I always had to budget like another $50 for a cab, which I was, always annoyed me. But now there's like a $3 like light rail that goes all the way up, and I freaking love it. So that was a highlight. But anyways, once I got to Seattle, I always thought Seattle was kind of a clean city. I mean, some people have told me that's not the case. You just never went to the wrong streets. But I feel like there was a lot more riffraff this year, which I they don't really bother me, but man, there was a lot. Like you walk down the street, you make eye contact with the wrong person, you pretty much get yelled at. So I was like,
it's Seattle, San Francisco, Portland. They're big West Coast cities. They have a
yeah.
significant homeless population, and
I mean, I'm sorry, not,
there's problems.
it's a different. I mean, look,
you're fine.
It doesn't bother me, right? Yeah, it was just
I've walked not every street, but every street in San Francisco. Like you're fine. Like whatever.
Yeah, no,
Just
it's like the minute I got off the thing, I was like, man, there's a lot more than usual. Like, and then we went to that Chipotle, and I think there was about like 2 or 3 different tweakers inside of Chipotle. The lady walked in, and she walked out with no pants on. So at some point by the drinks, she took her pants off and maybe left her pants. So yeah. Not your usual.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
It wasn't a no pants podcasting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Maybe
I should have invited her. Yeah.
Julian Titus is sending somebody out to test you.
Special guest. Yeah. No, it was just
a big fan.
It was just more than I remembered it to be. I mean, it's obviously, I want people to get the help they need and all that stuff. It was just like, wow. I wasn't used to it, so and that Chipotle adventure was definitely different.
How about you, Lane? What'd you get? Anything special? Anything cool? What are you going up there for?
I picked up a couple pieces of art.
Art these days, yeah. You're all
that and signatures again. Reclaiming the signatures. So yeah, I just did that, and mostly just got to hang out with the Lord, and then talk to Philip and Dust. The guys I used to see all the time. So it's nice hanging out and talking to them again. It's been like 3 years. So, kind of like Toby, just kind of chilled. Like, didn't really do a whole lot. Kept it down. And, we got WonderCon in a few weeks. So it's.
To give you an idea, I didn't really spend money for the first 3-4 days or 3 days. And the most I spent money on was food. I was even telling Lane, this is really weird. I'm spending the majority of my money on food. This is not right. It wasn't until the last 2 hours where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some shit.
Oh, I spend way more money on food than when I go to cons than anything at the con.
Yeah, but that's you. I'm talking about me, good sir. All right. I don't fucking eat. I don't fucking sleep. All right. So when I actually get some sleep, even though it's half the night, but get some sleep and spend more on food than I expect, it's a weird con. So we did get some good food though. There was this nice pho place that was on the ground. I actually kind of enjoyed that. A couple of veggie grill trips, which we have at home, but I enjoyed that, and yeah, it was cool.
Nice.
A shout out to Betty from These Dogs. She had a little hot dog stand across from the convention center. So next year, everybody that goes, go get a dog from her and say hello. She's awesome. She has a veggie dog, so I appreciate that very much, and she's super cool. So shout out to Betty.
Cool. All right. Well, sounds mostly uneventful, but maybe WonderCon will be a little bit bigger.
Well, the mighty Kevin is going to be there, so it's.
I will not be in the room with them, so I won't be able to add to that story.
We have to climb another fence. I think we haven't done that in a long time.
It has been a while, Toby. We did. Remember, required for that is a pizza and a rolled poster.
Yes, that you cannot damage.
Yes.
So that's part of the challenge, right? Maybe this time we make it original art that you have to hold in one hand and pizza on the other and climb a fence. So, I do have something to say.
All right,
I do have a story to tell. So, I roll up and there's one guy talking to Philip, going, "Oh man, I really want that piece. I really want that piece."
It'd be artist Philip Tan.
Yep. And I'm like, and I was like, what did he draw? What did he do? And he was like, oh, he did this amazing New Warriors thing. I'm like, what?
You showed me this.
Yeah, and I was like,
so random.
Oh, dude, this is funny because I was like, I want to see it. Is there a picture? And he goes, no. We didn't get to take a picture. They already took it up to the auction for the children's hospital thing. I'm like, oh, okay. I was just curious to look at it, right? So I was like, Lane, when we're done, I'm like, do you want to go to the auction? He was like, let's go to, again, super chill con, right? No agendas. We're like, all right, let's go to the auction. Now I know you, Kevin, were helping Timmy down in San Diego last year. So I think this is I think this is the same thing, and
Comic Legal Defense Fund.
Yeah, well, I think this is another group, but probably same idea, right?
Yeah.
Now I was like last year. I think that night I was just burned tired. I was like,
well, every convention does some sort of like charity auction at this point. Like,
okay,
every convention does this, yeah, for something.
Yeah. Well, attending this within 5 minutes, I realized who you and Kevin were at the San Diego one. Because I was getting really annoyed with like the people that were showing off the art. Because the one girl would always come over and show it to us. The other two dudes would never come over. I was like, dude, I want to see it. Come over this way, right? So, but I immediately realized that's what you and Kevin were doing down in San Diego. And I thought, man, I missed out on something special because this would have been cool to see in action with Kevin and Ryan and as little booth models showing up all the
I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that. Kevin started, and then one of the other people took over. But they had like it's because they didn't have the thing set up. So Kevin got roped into doing something that he should not have been doing. Yeah, they were supposed to have a video display up. So
no, there was a video display, but you still walk the art around so you could see it.
Yeah, there's normally both, but at the San Diego one, it was no video. So the only way you could see the art is literally if somebody put it 6 inches in front of your face.
Nice. Well, I quite enjoyed that experience. I didn't go in there to bid on anything. I just wanted to see Dustin's. Not Dustin's. I wanted to see Philip Tan's piece of the New Warriors.
Dustin Nguyen.
No, Dustin did actually. He had a little
Dustin
Frankenstein head in the auction. Yeah, he had a little Frankenstein head in that auction.
Yeah,
Lord had a He-Man. There were some big names. Harry Dotson had a comic page in there. There were some amazing pieces. But yeah, I didn't think there was. I was going to just hang out and wait for Philip Tan's New Warriors piece to come out.
Yeah.
And then,
you never saw it though?
No.
You sent me the picture.
Oh no, we stayed till the end to see it. It was a glorious, magnificent piece that I could never afford.
What did it go for?
1,000 something.
That's not too bad.
1,200.
1,200.
1,200. Yeah, that's not. I mean, that's probably a bit much for.
It's maybe a bit much for mere mortals, but for our collectors, it's probably fine because it was like a full team. It was like it was cover quality, but pencil only, so not and a whole team
finished. Yeah, and the whole team. So yes, no, that is 1,200 is not bad. No, 1,200 is not.
No, bad. I mean whoever got it got a deal. I just Adam, fairly fast out of my range. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so full team of the New Warriors.
Yeah,
very random when you sent that to me. I'm like, what the fuck is this from?
Awesome. Like,
something coming up. I'm like, oh, it's for a charity thing.
The guy could have gone and I would have totally rubbed it in your face.
Why New Warrior? Why did you do New Warriors?
I don't know. It just felt like it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
I know my Christmas present.
Pieces came by, pieces came, pieces went, and then there was the one piece, and I was like, I saw it, and I was like, uh-oh. I was like, big uh-oh. And I think Lane knew it. He kept quiet, but I think he knew it. He was like, Toby's fucked.
Did you get something?
Oh, I tried.
I
tried.
What was it?
It was Oku doing a Wednesday piece.
Oku?
Yeah. No, Uko. Yeah.
Uko?
Yeah.
Is that an artist?
Yes.
I'm assuming?
Yeah. But cool. he does really, 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 really cool Wednesday piece, and I wanted it bad.
Wednesday Addams, that is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dude, it was fucking
I understand.
I wanted that piece, man. I looked around the room, I'm like, these are all like superhero nerds. And then I was like, uh-oh, there's one gothic chick, and there may be some other normal people in here. Maybe I have a shot if the gothic chick is out, right? And the bidding started. I held my hand up, and as the number went higher and higher, hands came down. My hand was still up, and then the gothic chick's hand was still up, and I was like, uh-oh, this is not good. Let's just hope she can't hang in there. But no, she hung in there longer than I did. So hats off to the gothic chick. Congratulations, you got this awesome.
Wait, which artist is it?
Uko Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you spell this?
UKO
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really nice artist.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Toby, I went to see him.
Toby, I'll have to send you a picture of my commission from him.
You do? Because I ended up buying like 2 pieces of art from him.
Yeah, he's really good and he's affordable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great combination.
Don't say that on this podcast, please. I don't want people to know.
Okay. All right.
Can you please retract that statement right now?
Ryan can edit it out. He's a nice guy. There.
Yeah, he's insanely nice. He's super cool. I ended up buying 2 pieces from him, and I'm really stoked. And I think I'm lining up on a commission with him down the road. But man, that Wednesday piece, I was blown away, and I really wanted it. And hats off to the Gothic chick that beat me out. I think even Lane was chuckling. He was seeing me, and I at that point, I got up from my seat. I went to the back of the room just to hold up the sign so they could see me. It cannot be missed. Until a point where I'm like, shit, no, I'm out.
I should have videoed that for you, but I forgot.
A big spender, Toby.
Yeah, big spender that wasn't able to spend it. But now I kind of like this, man. I kind of like this art auction thing, man. I told Lane this might be a thing I want to check out down in WonderCon. This might be a thing I want to see now. And
you can, at least the ones I've been to, some people have paid quite a bit of money, and some people have gotten incredible deals.
Yes,
so
that's what I noticed right away. Like some pieces I thought went higher than I thought they were gonna go, and there's some some glorious pieces that went for like a good deal.
Yeah.
So
I
told Lane, I mean, this may be something to add to the schedule to do when we're at these cons, because I had a good time. I mean, just seeing the artwork and seeing a room for people that are into this stuff and like bidding on it, and they're all good sports. Like they all clapped each other on when they won and stuff like that. So it was cool. I actually enjoyed being in the room with them.
So see, this is why Toby needs to room with Lane so he can save money for these big things.
And you also forgot to mention the bidding war on the on Ryan's favorite piece.
Oh, the New Warriors one? What, do I say who's actually bidding on it, which is the funniest story of all?
Yeah.
Should I? All right. Well, it's funny because
who was bidding on it, Toby?
No, because it's
I don't know this. Who was bidding on it?
It was well, I don't know who the other person was, but Kirk was in there. Philip Tanza, art rep. So he was in there bidding for a piece that Philip drew, which was really comical.
Buy his own piece from him?
Yeah, pretty much.
Weird.
No, I think he wanted it for himself. So, and, the money's going to children's hospital stuff. So I was like,
he's a huge fan.
Yeah, so he was in there bidding on it for quite a bit, and he pulled out at the end. But it was actually kind of amusing to see him bidding on his own guy's art. But he ended up getting a really cool painted piece, didn't he, Lane? He got one of the art pieces, like a really gorgeous
painted. One. Yeah,
it was super gorgeous.
It was one of the pieces for the Emerald City, the Monsters and Dames book.
Yeah, it was a cool piece though. I the one he got was nice. The one that really surprised me was actually a Sandman print. I don't know what the artist was, but it was just remarked.
Bastion.
Was it? Okay.
Jeremy Bastion from the Dreaded Pirate Girl.
Oh, is that who that was? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, actually, I have that book. But that print was a remark, and it went for a lot higher than I thought it was, because I think didn't it go over $1,000?
No, it fell just short. I think it went for $750, I think. Yeah,
but as a remark though, which it was an actual print with a teeny little remark, I was like, wow, that went a lot higher than I thought it was. But the print was super, super nice though. It was a cool piece. Yeah,
Ryan would have liked it. It was a really nice Sandman piece.
Yeah,
cool, nice.
I don't know about all y'all, but when you were talking about who was bidding on that new Warriors piece, I was half expecting you to say Mark Millar.
Was it me? What?
You would have liked that piece. You would have liked that piece, Ryan. Even
I saw it. It's really good.
Yeah, even Steve-O was on it.
I know. I saw it.
I would have erased him the minute I got it.
Should have told us to bid on it for you. Then you could have gotten someone to ink it for you.
Yeah, that was a nice piece. That was a real nice piece.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have some talk about WonderCon.
Yeah, no. Kevin needs to bring the thunder for WonderCon, since we're so kind of like storyless.
He's gonna spice it up.
Comic-Con. Yeah, spice it up, Kevin. It's your turn. You got to be the crazy dude.
Okay. All right.
Like Kevin is cooling off his art a little bit, maybe? Is that?
You're supposed to say challenge accepted, Kevin.
Challenge accepted, Toby.
Oh, it's on. Excellent.
Well, we got a couple news stories to cover, and then we'll let you guys rest up from your wonderful con experience.
Rest up for your next one.
Yeah, rest up for the next one. First, we got to talk about a story broken on the hottest new comic book website on earth, justcomicnews.com.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Make sure you visit justcomicnews.com.
Is this just
people
going to be
over there doing stellar work?
Just comic
stellar
news?
work.
Is this just going to be just comic news conspiracy pretty soon?
No, because the majority of the news we talk about on here is not covered by justcomicnews.com because it's, they post interesting and less interesting stuff. They don't post just the clickbaity stuff. I don't know who you're talking about. It's just a great site. It's a great site that I like to use. And these guys were on fucking the ball this past week.
Now, is it established that Just Comic News actually broke the story? They were literally first?
First one that posted it.
Okay.
I didn't see anything else till the next day. This, of course, being... Now, it is a little late now because orders were due this past Sunday. However, if you are a customer of Comics Conspiracy, you will have no trouble getting these. If you're a customer of other stores, you'll probably have trouble getting them because all retailers are cowards and won't order the gloriousness.
Please tell me you over-ordered.
Oh, I didn't over-order it. I ordered what will sell, which is fucking a lot of them.
So
I ordered, announced, up for pre-order already and shipping in a few weeks is the first two of three Tom King variant covers for DC Comics.
Ugh.
Tom King drawn variant covers Batman 134 and Joker the Man Who Stopped Laughing #7 next week or this upcoming week.
Oh wait, is this
weekend? Danger Street #5. So these both ship beginning of April. And Danger Street is April 11th.
So when this completely new website, Just Comic News, broke this news, I had to call Ryan up immediately because the picture they used on this site was a comic cover I've already seen. And
I know. Just Comic News found a perfectly great example of Tom King's incredible art to use for the preview story.
Yeah,
for the preview image for the story.
From an anonymous collector.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Ryan, I was like, if this is the actual cover, man, do you have the original then? Did you just score the original?
I've been told by little birdies that they are incredible. Okay, so if you had any doubt, the whole idea here is that we're not going to see them before. It's an April Fool's joke. Tom King is doing variant covers. If you've seen his art, it's little stick figures, and it's the funniest thing in the world. It's amazing. I've been told that he went above and beyond, and these are incredible.
Well,
so I am so excited for these books. It's like Art Germ, Jim Lee, Tom King, like the next level, right?
So
just are you gonna level up.
Are you gonna let our listeners in on a little behind the curtain stuff where the DC actually said no, we're not going to do this to two specific comic book stores that were requesting.
Oh yeah. No, when this broke, yeah. A couple of years back, I think this was even pre-pandemic.
Yeah, I think it was pre-pandemic. It was around the time.
Yeah. This was a number of years ago. I was talking with Eaton, who owns Cape and Cowell in Oakland, and he was like, "I want to do." We were talking about doing this. I think was it for Batman Catwoman #1?
It might have been, no, that was after. I think it might have been you were trying to do it for one of the Batman issues because I think he was still on King.
Well, the idea was we were going to do a two connecting Tom King sketch covers, and DC said no. Just flat no.
Did Tom know about this?
No, I told him like at one of the conventions, like a couple of years, like after the fact. But yeah, no. So it is very funny to see them actually do this now, and it's great, right? Doing like jokey cover for what's called for April Fools, right? So I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, I 100% was going to do a custom store cover for this years ago. But I get to see something that's actually coming up of his art because he's amazing. Incredible artist and incredible writer and incredible artist. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Are they going to do any ratio variants? Are we going to see like a 1 in 50 foil version?
That, again,
question.
What they should have done, right, is actually put like 20 actual sketched versions like in the mix.
Ooh, yeah.
So suddenly you get one, you're like, wait a minute, this is different. This is actually art. This is incredible. So
yeah, they should have done like the Harley ones, right? Where they polybagged them.
Right. Yeah, and you open it up.
Please don't give them any more of ridiculous ideas. I don't want to sit there and open up polybags again. I fucking hated that.
So I am, of course, one of our highest ordered variant covers of all time. Right, these Tom King variant covers. So yes.
So are they up for pre-order on Comics Conspiracy?
They're already on Comic Cub. Yeah, they're already up. They're on Comic Cub.
I mean, I put my order in, so I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh, we will have stacks of these. Definitely looking forward to this. It should be incredible. And if people that don't get the joke are going to be like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, what? But for people that know, oh, this is a good one. I'm so excited.
Do we know?
Also on Just Comic News, but of course, this was also on many other websites as well. I didn't break the story.
I was going to ask, do we know if it says "I'm sorry" on this?
I don't know. I don't know. That's his thing, right? Is Tom King? They're the I'm sorry variant, or I'm sorry commissions, and he always writes "I'm sorry" because of how bad it is. Yeah. I hope he does. Official sketch covers. It's so good.
So they need to change the sign at the cons to say an official cover artist.
Yeah. Artist and writer Tom King. But big week for DC. We got what is the kind of heftiest month, I think, of their upcoming Dawn of DC relaunches. So we knew that DC was in they were Dawn of DC's 2023. That's their sort of big event for the year, and a lot of new series are starting. Series that have been off for a while. DC's been in the kind of post-pandemic trying to build back up to where it was before. There have been a number of books canceled, set aside, things that hadn't really relaunched, a large number of miniseries to kind of pad out the release schedule. Well, we're now getting more stuff back, more ongoing books, kind of rebuilding up DC to where they had not where they were pre-pandemic, but getting up there, and a lot of non-Batman titles, of course. So we got this big list. I'm going to go over the stuff that was announced, but there's a much larger thing here that I do need to discuss, which we'll talk at the end. 2 books are getting relaunched with new number ones. That is The Flash, which I am devastated by because I love Jeremy Adams, who's been writing The Flash. It's been so good. And we're getting a new Flash, new number 1. And it is, let's just say, very different creative team. It is Cy Spurrier and Mike Deodato. Now, I don't dislike Mike Deodato. I really like him, just on very specific books. Flash does not seem like the book for Mike Deodato. Cy Spurrier, come up with this podcast occasionally through the years. You put him on Hellblazer, you put him on like some crime stuff, you put him on some weirdo stuff, great. You put him on superhero stuff, it's never really his stuff has not clicked with me. The Flash is going to be a big, crazy sci-fi Flash book, which I guess this is the right team if that's what you want to do. I just wish
I can't do it with the Diodato. I could barely he did that Harley run, right? Am I thinking of the same guy? No?
Diodato? No. His art's very dark. It's very muddy. Again, great on certain titles, great on certain books. He's not a bad artist. It's just his art is very not the Flash. The Flash is bright, colorful, fun. His art's very dark and muddy and sketchy, and it's a very odd choice. I thought
Diodato was he not exclusive or whatever to Upshot or AWA or whatever?
He left Marvel, right?
Yeah.
So this is his first Marvel or DC work in a couple of years. Maybe he wasn't exclusive. I don't know.
Oh, he was doing the Guardian stuff, that dark space stuff. Yeah, okay.
A couple of years ago. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, he left Marvel. Yeah, what? 3 years ago?
Probably.
Yeah, sounds right. Yeah, he's been doing indie books since, and
that's all he's been doing. He hasn't been doing any.
One's still coming.
He's been doing that stuff. He hasn't been doing any Marvel or DC work. So it's very strange to see him on this book.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see. I'm concerned, but I mean, we'll see what happens. Wonder Woman #1. New creative team, Tom King and Daniel. I said Sampere. Sampere, I think is how you pronounce it. Someone can correct me how to pronounce his last name. Who's great. Who's a wonderful artist. And Tom King is taking over Wonder Woman. So, of course, I'm fucking ecstatic.
Is he doing it with 800 or the #1?
With #1. He's going to have a story. So Flash and Wonder Woman are both going to have an issue 800, and then the book gets relaunched to #1 the following month. Now, before we move on to other stuff.
Yay, renumbering.
Well, they are, but they're also doing the thing that I've wanted them to do for a while. And I don't know if it's going to be across the board. It's just select books to start. We'll see what happens. But we are getting legacy numbering at DC. Now, Flash and Wonder Woman both got legacy numbering as part of no. Yeah, like post Rebirth, like it was during Dark Crisis. Or not Dark Crisis, Death Metal.
It was before that, yeah.
Yeah, like the death metal era. They put Flash and Wonder Woman back to the legacy numbering to match up with Action and Detective. Why those two, of all books, I'm not quite sure, but it was great. Marvel just completely broke ongoing series. Like DC relaunched their books in the 80s, right? Post-Crisis. Marvel relaunched some stuff in the 90s. DC relaunched stuff for New 52. So this isn't unprecedented. But the yearly or bi-yearly relaunch of every single title, every single book, no book gets triple digits. Most books don't end up into deep double digits. Marvel completely broke this years ago. But they've started to take the legacy numbering off some titles, which I fucking whatever, Marvel. But DC, at least, if you're going to relaunch because of a new creative team, legacy numbering is a must. So I've gotten one. I got legacy numbering. Just need recap pages. That's the next thing. And then we're fucking golden. Like, you give me recap pages and legacy numbering, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. I get it. #1, sell more. There's more interest. You can get people to jump on. But it kills people's reading experiences. It's hard to organize. It kills the momentum of a lot of people. There's good and bad. It's maybe good very short term for issue 1 sales.
Oh, yeah, it's all short term gain stuff. It's not long term.
I would sell this. Yeah. Call Wonder Woman, call it 801 or call it 1. I'm going to sell roughly the same amount of copies. I think relaunching, like, there's a lot of work that goes behind that. I don't know. Like, to me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to do this on such a regular basis. Like, you bound Aquaman because of poor sales or whatever, and it's off the rack for 5 years. Then you want to bring it back. Sure, a new number one is okay. But 800 of the number one the next month? I don't know. That's like Marvel bullshit. So, I don't like it. But at least there's legacy numbering. So,
remember,
I don't know.
Wasn't there like a Captain America 50, and then right afterwards, like was a 600?
Oh yeah, they do that shit all the time. Yeah. Spider-Man's relaunches and anniversary numbers always like line up like within a month of each other or something. So yeah, they can double dip or triple dip on the big anniversary issues.
Like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong. I'm super stoked for Tom King being on Wonder Woman, right? But I mean, you could have sold that shit anyway.
Yeah, the issue number is like the fourth or fifth thing that I care about the most on a book. I want good writer, good artist, the character portrayed correctly, good stories,
good paper quality, good cover stock.
Sure, that's fine. But numbering is not my most important thing, or even top 2 or 3. But it is like that's comics. That's American superhero comics. That Hush didn't need a renumbering. Year One didn't need a renumbering. Just any Dark Phoenix saga didn't need a renumbering. Like there's so many. Like I get it if there's like a major shift, but like, yeah, I don't know. I don't. I guess I just don't care anymore. Really, at the end of the day, it's just been broken. So, what are you going to do?
What
legacy numbering is?
What will your store order numbers look like for that first Wonder Woman issue
compared to
other Tom King, not Danger Street, compared to Mr. Miracle, Strange Adventures, Batcat,
Human Target?
Well, Batcat's
going to be the highest, right?
Yeah, Wonder Woman should be like, our Wonder Woman sales aren't low. Like we do pretty good with Wonder Woman. But this will be, second highest ordered book of the month besides Batman, because it's Tom King. So that's an auto like 50 subscribers without blinking. Everyone will get it, and it's a number, and it's a number one, right? But again, it wouldn't matter if it was a number one or a number 801. It's a major new creative team. Like I would bump up on it either way. Like the number one doesn't really change it for me.
No, the number one only introduces more variant covers, more this. Guess what? Store exclusives are going to become
a fucking Action Comics 1050 had like 26 variants. Like they don't need the number one to do that. So
no, but the number one is like it justifies that a little more, right? Like, I mean,
they don't need any justification. They'll put as many variant covers as they want on everything.
But they won't do 1 in 50, 1 in 100 foils for Tom King. Come on.
They should.
Bullshit.
They should. But
priorities. Their priorities are wrong.
But yes. I'll say Sampere until I get a pronunciation.
I've never heard it said aloud.
Yeah. I thought it was, when I just looking at it over the last couple of days, I was like, I think I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Yeah, I'll have to look up how to pronounce his last name. But yes, very, very, very much looking forward to one.
So is that in the coming solicitation?
No, it'll be in 2 months, because the 800s, so Wonder Woman 800 or Flash 800 are the final issues of their current story arcs at their current creative teams, plus the intro stories by the new creative teams that will lead into the relaunch number ones.
How about your orders?
So that's going to be August, September.
What about your numbers on Flash compared to right now's orders?
It won't be much different. Wonder Woman will be significantly different because of the creative team, right? But it would be Flash is, up there. It's higher end of the superhero, of the not Batman. And it's equal to like Detective probably, for us. It's one of our higher selling DC books, but Batman itself just outsells things by such a large number, and all the Tom King, even stuff like Danger Street, like outsells everything else too. Like we still have a lot of ongoing customers for every Tom King book. So Flash will be, it would get a bump because of variant covers and new creative team and everything, but it's not 10%, 20% a bump maybe. Wonder Woman will be 300%, 400%, depending on.
So are you going to order
pre-orders.
A little bit extra on the 800 issues since it's an intro to the number ones? Or
of course. Yeah. Oh, sure.
Quick store question.
Yeah.
Did they make the Dawn of DC books returnable?
So some of them. DC has been pretty good about making the first 2 issues of new series returnable. Okay. Which I really don't take a lot of advantage of the returnability. I order what I think we're going to sell. Like, people used to go like crazy for returnability, but like it really is just tie up a bunch of money and it's just a bunch of unsold crap. Like, I know what we're going to sell. A lot of companies have started to back off on returnability.
Oh, okay.
I just don't think enough stores use it.
Or do you think stores just use it to get variants?
Sure. Well, returnability totally devalues the price of the incentive covers if people go crazy on it. And no store's laying out a ton of extra money for a bunch. Like, we've gotten, I won't say stiffed, but it has not worked out when we've gone huge because it's returnable. It never worked out. It's never worked out once.
Does that title start with an M?
Huh?
Does that title start with an M?
Don't know. I mean, and
it was signed.
Sure.
Thrashed. And I should just accidentally lose boxes of that from the warehouse, and nobody's going to care.
There's a couple times where it really, and I think that was a case where the company that published that book was like, this was a huge fucking mistake. Because it's not cheap to make the stuff returnable.
So is it okay if things disappear from the warehouse is what I'm asking.
We'll get with it. There's also going to be a Dawn of DC primer by Josh Williamson and Leandro Fernandez, which is going to be a big sort of like recap of all the...
So you are getting a recap page.
It's no, it's not a recap page. This is a free giveaway book.
Okay.
It's not part of Free Comic Day. It's a few weeks later.
Oh God, Free Comic Day is coming.
Yep. But this is like their big sort of like, yeah. And we're doing Free Comic Day this year too. So this is going to be kind of a big recap of all the events that have happened, everything going on with Dark Crisis, and sort of where the books are right now. So that's cool. Stores should have a lot of those to give away. If you haven't been keeping up and you want to jump on some of the new books, you'll get some info on what you missed. There's a new Steel book. It's called Steelworks. And I don't know, it's not marketed as a miniseries. I have to assume the creative team is not on long term if it is ongoing. And I'd be good to see an ongoing Steel title. But it is written by Michael Dorn, Worf, who voiced Steel on Superman the Animated Series. So that's cool.
I mean, the actor that played what's his name in Riddler for the Batman movie, I mean, that book's not too bad.
Oh, yeah, I know it sells really well, the Riddler Year One. Yeah. Paul Dano.
And Bruce Campbell's DC horror book has been good too.
It's also okay. Yeah. We're also getting a Hawkgirl series. Again, no, doesn't say ongoing or mini. I generally will assume a Hawkgirl series is going to be a mini series. But it doesn't say, which is actually, I'm okay with that. Like, if it's ongoing, just leave it ongoing. Like, if it's canceled after 8, oh well. If it goes on for 40, cool. It's an ongoing book. It is written by Jadzia Axelrod, who did the...
She did
called Prettiest
Galaxy, the
Star in the Galaxy.
No, it's called Galaxy, the Brightest Star, I think.
Oh, that the DCYA one.
Yeah, she was a interview guest last fall, like
Yes, Galaxy, the prettiest
star.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. I had. Yeah. First mainstream comic work. So mainstream, super mainstream, like in continuity book. So I haven't read it. I haven't read Galaxy, so can't comment on the quality of the work. But hopefully it's good. I love Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl's great. One of my favorite characters. So Flash 800, which we talked about earlier, it's coming out. An all-star team of creators working on this, including Mark Waid, Jeff Johns, Joshua Williamson, and Jeremy Adams, as well as the new creative teams.
They couldn't get Morrison,
and then Wonder Woman 800 will also have finish up the Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad story. I also have Tom King in there. Also stories by Joel Jones, Jim Bartell. And I don't think it lists any other creators. Yeah, that's all it says. But good stuff. Mostly good stuff all around. Flash, boy, we'll see. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Thoughts? Anything? Anyone?
I mean, I'll check the Flash out and the Wonder Woman out. I'm getting those already. Hawkgirl, I'll probably kind of just skim through the first issue and give it a read. Steel, I'll probably just give that one a read as well, just to kind of gauge where it's at. But with a lot of the new Dawn of DC stuff, it's very kind of, we'll see how it goes. Like the Adventures of Jonathan Kent, right? That one just came out this last week. That one wasn't bad. I enjoyed that one. That one was pretty good. So, that's kind of the first one out the get-go.
It's a weird case where I feel like maybe there was just some momentum on the other series because the first issue did not so well for us.
Oh yeah. Well, it's also like all the stuff that's going on with action and the shift in like
which
the Superman
been selling incredibly
which has
well.
been selling really well. This one is kind of that outlier of it, and it's kind of like why it feels like it should be part of it, but it's not.
Yeah. I thought the Injustice stuff would have caused a bit of a bump on that book, but it's kind of off to a rough start.
No, this is I'll ask it up later.
Relaunching does not always work.
No, it doesn't. Kevin, are you excited for any of those?
Wonder Woman.
Hell yeah, Wonder Woman.
I did not read his pitch. It's funny, when we were doing the interview, he had a hard time that he had to be out because he had to turn in a Wonder Woman script, and it wasn't a topic for on the record. And then I completely just brain farted. We were chit chatting about other BS after we turned off the recording, and I completely forgot to ask about Wonder Woman. I just assumed, I think I assumed it was part of Brave and the Bold or something like that. But I didn't
not actual ongoing.
I didn't read the pitch, so I don't know what his take is. But that's okay, because literally every take on Wonder Woman by every creative team is completely different than the one that came before. So I don't think you need to know.
Well, I will read you his pitch right now. It's a very Tom King pitch. After a mysterious Amazonian is accused of mass murder, the U.S. Congress passes the Amazon Safety Act, barring all Amazons from American soil. To carry out this new law, the government sets up the Amazon Extradition Entity, a task force to remove those who don't comply by any means necessary. In her search for the truth behind the killings, Wonder Woman now finds herself an outlaw in the world she once swore to protect.
Axe,
Amazon Extradition Entity, AXE. Yeah.
Axe? Really?
Axe, yeah. The Avengers, the X-Men, and the Eternals are going to show up. Yeah. I said the X-Men, the Avengers, and Eternals are going to show up and fight Wonder Woman.
Oh man, that would be so scary.
Sounds good to me. Yeah. Sure, whatever. Fucking Tom
King.
Sounds
like a Tom King series.
Yeah. It'll be one of the best books on the market. So, yeah.
By all means, find your own way into... I mean, that's such a... Imagine you get the assignment to write that. I'm sure he didn't just get forced on him, but for the sake of this question, imagine you just get informed you are now obligated to be the new writer on Wonder Woman. I would be like, what the fuck? No idea.
Like, so here's the thing. As middle-aged white man, the last thing us or Tom King is going to want to do is try to be like, let's talk about...
Right.
Not that we shouldn't, but
no, I know. Yeah.
I would not trust us. I would not trust Tom King to go down that path. That's not what he does.
No,
right?
but I mean, do you do a superhero Wonder Woman? Do you do mythology? Like, what,
yeah.
Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, think.
Oh, I thought he was just going to have her have like some mental, like just test her mentally for like 60 issues, and then her and Steve Trevor are going to get married, but then don't, and then really piss off people again.
You don't know.
I fucking want Tom to do this like 3 times at DC, right? Like do this with Steve and Diana, then do it with Mara and Aquaman or somebody. I don't know who you want to do it with, but like just mess with people.
Yeah, I feel like the mythology Wonder Woman, it was a hard time clicking. I think a lot of people try it. And I think things like Historia is the right way to do it. It's a special mini.
I cannot wait for that hardcover.
But at the end of the day, it's still a superhero. It should be a superhero book. So, yeah.
Historia is.
That's good stuff. Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, couple
quick hits,
media stuff. We're talking about DC, so we'll stick with DC here real quick. All
of this Batman, you can find on just Comic News.
No, none of this you can because it's not comic news.
It's not comic.
This is media stuff.
And, we're moving out of away from
it's just comic news, right? This is media stuff.
Got it.
So again, maybe occasionally some of this will be on there, but for the majority, no, just comic news. Batman found a new home. No, it's not Gotham. It is, of course, Amazon. Batman Caped Crusader, the Batman animated series, will be 2 seasons straight to series order that will be coming to Amazon. So don't worry, your Batman animated series relaunch is happening. And I know Amazon was brought up as a possibility for some other HBO stuff. I kind of wonder if HBO Max may just be part of Amazon Prime in the next couple of years. I don't know if they want to.
Well, I read somewhere that like people are saying the HBO logo is now like associated with like negativity, not positivity. I'm like, I don't know about you, but anytime I hear that static thing, like, I'm like,
I don't think negativity. I think HBO. Adult. Yeah, I think adult. I think serious. Sesame Street with an HBO logo is a very bizarre thing.
Black label like, Sesame Street. Yeah.
They can never. They'll never be able.
Written
to
by Mark Russell. Bring it.
So very excited. Very excited. The Batman Caped Crusader is getting home. Very, very good. Very, very happy for that. We do have some MCU-ish news. And this Hollywood Reporter. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Hollywood Reporter did report that Jon Bernthal is coming back as the Punisher in Daredevil Born Again. Strangely, Foggy and
Karen Page.
Karen Page. Yeah, like I don't think they're going to be in the show, which is a little weird.
Why not just bring them back? Like,
yeah, they're pretty. That's pretty.
I mean, you already brought.
I mean, at least Foggy back. Yeah, at least Foggy's. Karen's obviously been gone. Did they bring her back? I don't even know. Has Karen Page been in any of the recent stuff? Like, she died years ago. Like, I don't know. She comes and goes, but Foggy's a pretty constant in Daredevil. I'd be very surprised if they don't end up on the show. I think that'd be a mistake. But 18 episode Daredevil Born Again, Punisher, Kingpin, Daredevil. Oh, cool. All right. See what Disney Plus does with this.
Wait, it's 18 confirmed?
Yeah. I mean, that's what they've said from the beginning.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
It's still listed here as 18 episodes. That's what they're...
and they either just started filming or just, either they're about to start or they just started filming.
I think they're aiming spring 2024, so they're starting about a year.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Wait,
heard
start
something else.
filming or releasing in spring?
No, filming.
Yeah, it comes out next year. Comes out next spring. I think they're prepping to start soon. I don't think they started. Did they start yet?
No, I don't.
don't
I
think
think it's
so.
starting like really soon.
Yeah, I saw reports that they were like shooting something, but I don't think they've actually started filming the series yet. I think it's soon though.
April. They're
Um,
starting in April.
oh, are they?
Yeah.
But we did talk about that Disney is going to be slowing down, and they mentioned this with Star Wars too, so it's not just Marvel. But there's quite a few interesting comments. I have kind of like two separate interviews here with Bob Iger. Pardon me if I kind of jump around here a little bit. This was one of the quotes from him. This comes from Variety. He says, sequels typically worked well for us, but do you need a third or fourth, for instance, or is it time to turn to other characters? So this is, of course, talking about the future Marvel, less sequels, more new characters. My problem with that is it's nice to say you have 7,000 characters in your arsenal. 6,875 of those are not characters that you're going to be able to do anything with. Look at the upcoming Sony releases of fucking El Muerte and Kraven the Hunter solo movie and Madam Web solo movie. Like, just because they're a superhero does not mean they're built for the kind of the prime the spotlight, right? Yes, Spider-Man, sure, right? The main cast of X-Men, yes, obviously, easy. Cap, Thor, Iron Man, yep. But even like Hawkeye and Black Widow, they're a little tougher, right? There's not as much with those characters. They work, but their solo stuff. There's not 3 Hawkeye solo movies out there. There's one show. So like,
and it's a baton passing show.
Yeah. So we know what's happening. We know where they're going, right? They're going Young Avengers. So those characters are. You're not going to get an Iron Lad solo movie, right? I mean, these are a team of characters. None of them are strong enough to stand on their own as like a long time solo project. So you're going to be back with Cap, Thor, and Iron Man pretty fast. FF gets you some. X-Men definitely gets you some stuff. So you've got other things, but yeah, I would think we're not going to see too many.
Well, if you're going to lean into it, like go into those like other characters. I mean, really lean into it. I mean, Sony has the potential. I mean, they might not, depending on rights, but I mean, if you're going to lean into that, lean in. Like, give me superior foes, man. Like, give me some down and out Nick Spencer type.
I mean, it's maybe just a bunch of like I said, we're complaining about just relaunching all the time, right? Maybe a bunch of just one movies, but. Is that what people want? Do you want a bunch of just one-offs? That really doesn't go. I mean, people want the connective tissue, but if it's just a bunch of one-off movies, you're like, well, who cares about these?
Well, there's going to be a Jeff movie, right?
So I don't know what the plan here is, because there is not that many characters you can go to. He also said, let's see if I can get the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there were 7,000 characters. There's a lot more stories to tell. We have to look at what Marvel is not necessarily the volume. What does this say? What we have to look at Marvel is not necessarily the volume of Marvel storytelling, but how many times you go back to the well on certain characters. Yeah, that's what he says. Let me find this. And if you look at the trajectory of Marvel in the next 5 years, you're going to see a lot of newness. We're going to turn back to the Avengers franchise with a whole new set of Avengers. So, again, obviously, right? I mean, whether it's West Coast or whatever you call it, I mean, it is. I would expect your Avengers would be. No, I expect your Avengers is going to be Young Avengers eventually, right? That's your path for the TV shows. I can't expect they would be headline the movie. they could. But the new upcoming Avengers movies, Toby, that's gonna be like your movie. It should be, fucking Moon Knight and She-Hulk and War Machine and Hawkeye, and it's gonna be
It works
a bunch
well
of
when there is a normal team.
yeah. Well, this is
right. This is going to be different because I like the West Coast Avengers because they were not the Avengers, but the Avengers existed. If that makes sense,
right.
Now, if they become the Avengers, that's more like the New Avengers to me, which didn't really work. If that makes sense.
They could go straight New Avengers. Have it just be Spider-Man, Wolverine.
Yeah, to me, the West Coast was always the other team, and they were always cooler to me. So when they're D team, it's a little different, if that makes sense. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, be dope if they do West Coast Avengers. I don't think they're gonna go that way. Be dope. But like it works so much better when there's a real Avengers team around that is like the main team, and the West Coast like does the dirtier work, or does the Black Ops stuff, or does the other missions that the regular Avengers are.
That's Thunderbolts, right?
Well, I guess we moved on from the times far enough where people know Thunderbolts versus West Coast Avengers. So I guess I am looking.
Yeah, I expect everyone left is who's going to take over. No Cap, no Thor, no Iron Man, right? So it's going to be no Black Widow, no Hulk, right? So I would guess it's going to be some of the new characters plus Ant-Man, Doctor Strange. They should bring in She-Hulk. They could bring in Moon Knight. They could bring in, a couple of the TV show people, and that's an Avengers lineup. I mean,
yeah,
I'm fine with that. I just think if you're playing for like I mean, I know we talked about this post Black Panther. Like, if your line for the Avengers is all their kids that are not real characters, sorry, no, you've lost. Don't do that. But if it's okay, we're gonna have the B guys come in, which is cool. All right, yeah, the Doctor Strange and everyone, yeah, awesome, that's great. Young Avengers, everything says TV to me because it's all on the TV shows for the most part. So put America Chavez in there. Put Ironheart in there.
The way I see Young Avengers work is kind of like that's a bad example, but the Defenders, like it's their Avengers show. Like, does that make sense? Like how the Avengers was after Cap, Thor, and so on.
Yeah.
Like I want that to be the Marvel Disney Plus show. It's like almost like Defenders, but it's like they're only young.
No, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
That has to be their plan there because that's what all these shows are leading to, right?
Yeah.
It's all the young Avenger kids. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. It would be such a mistake if they're the movie Avengers because you can't make people. You can't expect people who have seen all this disconnected Disney Plus TV show and then launch a movie and go, here are the Avengers.
Yeah.
It's nobody you've seen in anything ever.
But that's what you just pitched with She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and that team.
But you have Ant-Man, you have Doctor Strange, you have the people that are still around, right? You can pull the people from Disney Plus over.
You have to have
you can pull some
solid
of them. 3
from the movie.
But if you have enough of the regular movie people that have carried over from the multiple films, then I think that works fine. I'm not against bringing, like America Chavez. She comes down to the TV show. Fine. But for her own, Ironheart, she'll come down and have her own TV show. They'll explore a lot more, do a lot more with it on, in a show than she'll have in one movie.
Well, Miss Marvel's going up to the movies.
Right. So but you still have Captain Marvel and Photon. So you have the connection there. The major cast is
Photon
from the first.
Photon was TV show, wasn't she?
No, she was in Captain Marvel.
She was in this Marvel, but like the TV shows where Photon came out.
What's that?
Photon appeared in WandaVision.
Yeah. But she was in the movie. She was in Captain Marvel too.
Yeah. Okay.
So at least you have, there is enough of there's some back and forth here where they've existed.
Wait, it was the daughter.
Something.
Right?
Just when she was younger.
Yeah, because this one, because that's the weird part. Captain Marvel was back in like
It was in
the
the
90s.
Yeah.
So she was a girl, like a younger, but now she's older, and she's the
Yeah. So they'll when they come over, and again, but that is, of course, that is some heavy lifting they have to do. But Captain Marvel's in the movie, so like that's the explanation for it. But maybe it won't work. I don't know, right? I have no idea. I would just be very.
This could all be great. We're speculating years out here, right? 2 years out,
of course.
But I don't know that I'd want the marketing job of, hey, everybody, you loved Cap, Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Black Panther, Guardians taking on Thanos. Now we're going to bring you War Machine, Moon Knight, Hawkeye taking on the Kang Dynasty. Come on, let's go. It's going to be great. That's a pretty big drop-off.
I said Ant-Man was going to be the tell of what happens. And I've said this multiple episodes prior to that. I thought something seemed off because they were not giving dates. Nothing was confirmed. Suddenly the schedule's like very up in the air. And I think, look, Kang's a cool character, but not a great start.
But it's also, you have to dumb this down is not the right word. You have to streamline this for a non-comics reading public. Thanos wants the gems. Yeah. That's Thanos. We've got to stop him from getting them, or he's all powerful. Kang wants. Wait, which Kang are we talking about? He wants to wipe out.
What is he?
He wants to wipe out alternate timelines that we've never visited and have no idea what any consequences are for them.
And what does he even want?
And which Kang?
Well, and I think there's a missed opportunity with Kang in the sense that, like, he could have been he could have been influencing Wanda in pushing her over to her more destructive side, right?
That's Mephisto, Brock.
I will kill you. But
now, see, but all of the joking at the time about that, remember that? All that speculation? Suddenly, that looks like a pretty good idea compared to what we got instead.
Yeah. Because it's like this. That's one of the like just shit parts from converting from WandaVision to the movies was we had an end credit scene that, like, look, she went bad, like, but we're not saying she's bad until you're into like the first 15 minutes of the movie, and you're like, oh look, she's bad now. Like it was like for me that was one of the weakest parts about it, and I think that like. You didn't have that push, that thing that was like urging her on or guiding her to something, right? Which Kang would have been good in that position if they were, Yeah.
I think doing two Avengers movies back to back that's a huge fucking mistake. I don't think that. I mean,
wait, they're doing two Kang movies?
I'm sure they'll. Yeah. Kang Dynasty and
Kang War?
What's the other one called?
Oh,
I remember what it's called.
Korvac Saga?
Whatever it is. There's two Avengers movies coming out 1 year apart.
Kang Dynasty and Kang Imperium.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
No. I thought you were looking it up.
I don't care enough to look it up. The only thing I looked up was a quote from Bob Iger. That I was like, that is a very, very interesting way to say you were greedy.
Oh, he 100%. Oh, he didn't say he was gone. I mean, he hadn't been at Disney for a couple of years. Bob Chapek completely fucked Disney. Once Iger came back, he was like, "Yeah, we fucked up horribly."
Yeah, he said. But I like the quote was too aggressive in its zeal to grow profits, and I'm like, that's a really long way to say you're fucking greedy. Like,
it's Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, of course. I completely forgot the other one, Secret Wars.
So it's Secret Wars and then Kang Dynasty, right?
No, Kang Dynasty, then Secret Wars.
Oh,
maybe Invasion is maybe Secret Wars is not Kang. I mean, maybe Kang Dynasty is Kang, and then Secret Wars is Beyonder or something.
Kang is a harbinger of Galactus.
Yeah,
Kang is a harbinger of Galactus.
What the hell would you do with Hickman's Secret Wars? I mean, you'd introduce Doctor Doom, but that would be a fucking waste.
Yeah.
You need to
Well,
build
we
him.
could-
If there's any character that you have to build up, it's Doom. Doom, you don't just dump in a movie.
Kang's just gonna take his face off, and it's Doom.
Ugh, tell me, don't even.
Well, I think much like
they're practicing with the high evolutionary guy
that
in Guardians 3.
Born Again has nothing to do with the Born Again comic. You could probably assume Secret Wars is not the Beyonder.
I just hate saying the same thing every single podcast, but every Marvel movie that's coming out and everyone that's come out recently, the characters aren't the characters. They're the name and maybe some of the powers. But the stories are. I mean, this goes back to Civil War, and I mean, this has been the Age of Ultron. This has not been a new thing where the name has nothing to do with the comic, but it started to affect the actual characters, which is frustrating. So,
well, to get back to my earlier query of the two challenges, I'd rather write Wonder Woman than have to get a huge ticket going public to come see the White Vision take on Kang.
How do you follow up Infinity War and Endgame? Like, you just don't. Sorry, it's gonna be a long time before you top that stuff. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Look, whatever. You holding on, Kevin? You are no longer auto buying.
I'm no longer
tickets to superhero.
I'm ready for Born Again. I'm ready for Blade.
All right, here's your list.
Buy my Shazam ticket.
Here is your list of upcoming and announced but no dates.
Upcoming Marvel or all?
Marvel products.
Okay.
Marvel. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Well, of course. Come on.
You're in. Okay. Secret Invasion.
See, I don't have Disney Plus anymore, so that's going to be a...
Oh, so no.
That's going to be a when I get it back again and that's complete, sure.
Okay. The Marvels. That got moved to November.
No, thank you.
Okay. Okay, well, Echo, Loki Season 2, Ironheart, Agatha.
Well, everything you just named, I would probably just watch Loki even if I did have access to them, but go on.
Okay, Daredevil. I assume you will probably come back for Daredevil.
Yes, that's what I mean. So whatever's complete at the time of Daredevil.
So in spring 2024. Okay. Cap New World Order with Falcon. We have nothing to base it on. I'm just
basing it on watching
right
the
now.
TV show. So no.
Yeah. Okay. Thunderbolts with no Thunderbolts.
It could be awesome. We have nothing to go on, so I don't know.
Yeah. Just again, what we know. Yeah, just what we've been told. Yeah. Blade, you're in on Blade, huh?
I like Marvel horror. I like Marvel horror.
Sure. I just think it's going to be a shit show. I don't think it happens. Or I don't think it happens the way I think this is going to be an Edgar Wright thing where like
Blade will only hit if society's vampire needs are at like a pinnacle. Like people have been without vampires for so long that they need some new vampire thing, right? Like we had Anne Rice and then we had Twilight. Maybe they're due for some new vampire blood.
I think it gets pushed back. I think it totally scraps. I think they lose. I think it loses Marshall Ali. Like I think the Blade movie's cursed. I think it's going to be a nightmare.
Okay.
Deadpool 3. Enough goodwill.
Sure, the first two are fun. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic Four.
The Jeff movie will spin out of that.
No matter what, I'm seeing that. Okay.
Armor Wars TV show back on schedule apparently, but okay, clearly not going to resub. All right.
We would have had to bleep that probably.
Shang-Chi 2 and Eternals 2 are supposed to happen. There's enough word that there's talk
I'm gonna try this.
That these are going to happen.
I'm try to say comment on Armor Wars.
I'm gonna try to say this in the best way possible. Why?
Rumor of Tom Holland is back for more Spider-Man. There will be an official Spider-Man 4.
Well, the better question is Zendaya back too, because aren't they a package deal still?
Probably. Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, May 2025.
I can't even answer that because there's so little that that is the biggest unknown of everything you just read.
And finally, the last series that will hopefully come at some point, eventually down the road, sometime to Disney Plus. That is Wonder Man. You know Wonder Man?
That's kind of in the same category as basically all the Disney Plus shows other than Born Again. I put in the same category. Maybe Loki season 2 would be a little bit higher.
Did you like She-Hulk?
I loved the Daredevil episode. I loved it.
Oh, okay.
What happened to Edge of Spider-Verse?
That's not Marvel. That's not MCU.
Oh, I
That's
see.
not
Okay,
MCU.
sure.
Yeah. I know Kevin will be first in line for Kraven the Hunter.
Says the man who saw both Venom movies and Morbius.
I did not see Venom 2 yet. I have not seen Venom 2 yet. That came out during COVID, and I didn't go to the theater for Venom 2.
Was it even in the theater?
That's somehow still out. That's apparently coming out like in October. How does this movie? There is zero chance this movie comes out in October.
What movie?
There's
Kraven?
no way. Is it Kraven this year?
Is there even a trailer for it?
There's nothing. Yeah, October 6th. There's no fucking way this movie comes out October 6th. There's just no way.
I mean,
how does this movie come out in October?
They shot it on one of those Disney bulb things.
There's just no way. And Madam Web is February? Fuck off. No way. No. Unless they made it for like $80 million, then maybe. They shot him in someone's backyard. But they shot him at the jungle down at the Warner Brothers.
They shot it while they were reshooting The Room.
But they probably did fucking shoot it at the jungle at Warner Brothers lot. You ever been there?
What?
It's like every TV show ever shoots on like their little jungle set.
Remember when Toby was going to go hang out at the Jungle Cruise when The Rock was going to come?
Yeah, what happened, Toby?
I tried to rent some scuba gear to stay under the water so that they will not know that I'm there and just pop out when The Rock showed up. But
gotta
dude,
trudge in.
Have you
there.
ever been on that ride? All you need is hollowed out bamboo.
Yeah, you couldn't get very far. Yeah, it's like 2 feet deep.
You don't even have to go in the water. You just jump off and hide in the scenery.
Hide behind the small voodoo heads.
Oh, Drac style, where I stand really, really still.
Yes.
He doesn't see me.
All right. That is...
Any listener questions?
Of course not. That is our wonderful, wonderful podcast full of all
that
sorts
means he
of
didn't
greatness.
check.
He didn't check.
Yeah, no, whatever.
You wait. It was less work for you to check that than to read all those Marvel movies to me and ask if I'm going to see them.
No, I'd have an email. I'd have a thing if we got email. We can get an email. No emails.
No one posted anything on Patreon?
They did not. Brock, why don't you check and you tell us next week?
For what? Check Patreon? I'm not. I don't think I'm subscribed to it.
Thank you.
I don't
Brock,
pay for this.
you could join for $1 a month.
Did you queue? I could.
Good. Thank you all. Any last stories before we go? Toby, you remember any last Emerald City Comic Con stories before we get out of here?
Yeah, so on Friday about 3:21 a.m. Down
Very
the street
specific.
from our hotel. No, I don't have a story. Sorry, guys.
Oh, damn it. I was going to hope you could go for like 15 minutes with that.
No.
Stretch it out.
Maybe a WonderCon,
Brock,
man.
that's hilarious for some reason.
WonderCon. When
All
we
right,
climb
yeah.
the fence.
WonderCon. We have a mission now, Toby.
Yeah. We gotta go to the art auction. We gotta have a heist. We gotta climb the fence. We gotta have whole pizza and art in our hands.
No matter what, it needs some kind of story that has enough detail in it that could be stretched to like an interminable, unbearable length on here.
Yeah, I feel like I've been letting this podcast down because Ryan's been just shutting it down. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he just cuts me off at any moment now. Like, he always says I have potato internet, so...
Yeah, you fixed your internet, so you're fine now. You haven't disconnected 8 times while we've been recording. But we will wrap up here.
I do have a story.
Okay,
So on Monday, what day is today?
Monday.
Today is Monday. Shit. Okay, it wasn't Monday. It was another day.
Did it happen to you today?
No,
Okay.
it happened to me a different day. I think yesterday, Sunday. I went to Whole Foods to get some food for myself, and I came out to the parking lot, and I saw the fucking Sandman in the sky. And I took a picture and sent it to Ryan. Like, the fucking Sandman was in the sky. Ryan, please back me up here. I sent you the.
My favorite thing about Toby is just this zero context to anything he says.
I sent you a picture of proof.
I know you sent it to me.
Yeah. So back me up, Sandman in the fucking sky. I saw him.
Yeah, you sent to me. I will pull up the photo here. So I'm close this. Let me come
Great
back.
radio, I know.
Yeah. You sent me a picture of an extremely large cloud.
Sandman. It's Sandman. You don't see it,
Ryan, that no matter what, please,
Wait,
I'm begging
you really
you.
not see
Ryan,
the
I'm
Sandman
begging
in the
you.
cloud?
I am begging you. Make that photo the image for this episode.
No, you
no.
really not see the Sandman in that picture? Like, you see his fucking lips and his eyes and everything, man.
That's
like,
the only
you
way
don't
this pays
see it?
off.
I mean,
Wait, you seriously just see a fucking cloud? What's wrong with you?
Are you gonna send this to others that have not seen it?
The fucking Sandman in Cupertino.
Oh, the Cupertino Sandman. Got it. No, Toby,
Is it more Morpheus or is it more Daniel?
People see stuff in clouds, and I could see if you had been mainlining the audio show, you'd see this as Sandman in the clouds. Sure, I do. I actually do. I'm not lying.
All right.
But it's just very funny the way you.
No, it was the fucking Sandman in the clouds.
It actually kind of, there is a, man, this is the absolute worst radio. I will actually look. It does actually, I will send you a picture, Toby, because you may actually be not too far off.
See, I told you, fucking Sandman.
There's like one. It's not a cover. I don't know. I remember what I'm thinking of here, but I'll see if I can find the picture.
Your job is to do it side by side for this podcast. See, Kevin, I'm doing my job now.
You are. I don't know if we're still on the air or not, but it's.
We are, because I've not stopped. I've not done our outro, but I am going to do that.
I got this other story to tell you. The other day, I walked down the street and this dog came across, and
there's a cool duck. Thank you all very much.
Tell you about the Joker duck at the one park next to me, dude.
Yes,
so
multiple
good.
times. Yes,
so good.
Thank you all very much.
Half expecting those goats to come screaming in. Blah!
No.
Thank you all very
These
much.
Joker ducks do laugh. Like, I need to go back to make sure the one is still alive because it's awesome.
Maybe he's got a Harley Quinn girlfriend duck now.
And then be little Joker and Harley ducklings.
Could be. You never know.
Wait for the punchline.
Oh, punchline. Thank you all very much for continued support.
Is punchline still a thing?
Of all our Patreon backers, including our newest backer, Luke and Derek, at the Lowdown with Luke and Derek on Spotify and YouTube. You can find their podcast and video series over there. The Lowdown, Luke and Derek. Make sure you check them out. Podcast about games, TV shows, and movies. YouTube channel has all the clips of the new game releases. So thank you very much for your support. Also, our other high tier backers: Joe Duff, Kelsey May, Craig Anderson. Oh, which I did not write down. Craig has a new thing, and he has a podcast. I need to get his podcast info up. Craig, I'm going to do that next time. I promise. Jimmy Rivera at the Social Forum Podcast, and Talon Bray. Thank you all very much for your continued support, and everyone else at Patreon.com/Comic Conspiracy. Please go to ComicConspiracyPodcast.com and Apple Podcasts for all our previous episodes.
I swear, Sandman is real. I saw it.
Conspiracy.biz, where you can purchase stuff from us, which we always.
You can pre-order those Tom King April Fool's covers.
They'll when they're online, you can order them.
Can't wait for that to come out and have normies trying to buy it and go, "What the fuck is this?"
If you don't know,
it's a glorious day.
Conspiratorrock.com. Brock's website. You can see his stuff over there when he puts up
I
new
did.
blog posts. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice. Fantastic.
I finally put something up and then realized
Excellent.
how long it'd been and made some errors and had to fix a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But I got one.
Good.
No,
Charlie's Doctor Who podcast, Wanders in the Fourth Dimension.
When is he rejoining us?
I don't know. He came out the store the other day. He's busy, he says. Kevin's weekly interview series called Between the Panels at fanbasepress.com. Interview some cool
I
creators.
did
new
finish the
creators,
Tom
old
King
creators.
interview. It was very good.
Yeah, interview Tom King the other week.
Wait,
And my wife, Leanne.
Wait, who did?
Kevin.
Oh,
interviewed
okay.
Tom
I
King.
thought you said Brock. I was like, oh,
No,
I have to
no, I
pay
didn't.
attention to that one. That would be something to see.
No, I asked Tom questions
my wife,
on the word balloon. That's where I get asked Tom questions is on the word balloon.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you do. LeanneHill.com, that's my wife's website. And you can also see her artwork at Etsy.com/shop/LeanneHillArt. If you're on Twitter, I'm on Twitter. Ryan Higgins Ryan. Brock is Brock Sager. Toby is Toby XI. Charlie is Insanity and Chaos. Kevin is at Kevin Sharp. The store is Comics Con Store. Lane doesn't do that stuff.
He does.
Listen,
He's a lurker.
see the Bags and Boards account?
No, he's
Does
that count still
he's
active?
around.
He's at Elon Musk. That's
Ooh.
Lane's account.
Oh, Lane, can I borrow some money?
No, Musk doesn't have any money.
Well, more than I do.
I'll throw you into space.
Okay.
He's going to get it out of the Silicon Valley Bank. Toby,
Exactly.
we'll get it to you tomorrow.
Okay.
That's fucking topical right there. Listen to Geekbox podcast. Talk about nerd shit over there, and listen to Manga Machinations. They talk about Japanese nerd shit over there. Our friends do that, and Geekbox will be back up next week. Thank you all very much. We'll see you next week.